Okay, here we are. Take 5. I didn't realize my was out of disk space, and deleting videos from this device doesn't actually delete them. Anyways, that's another fun-filled story. So here, what we have here is the Relic watch. I believe they're made by Fossil. This is model zr15385. There's already 20 million videos on how to change a watch battery. However, none about this watch. Maybe this is a common thing. So common for some folks that it doesn't need to be documented. I don't know. I searched for this model in Google, and all I could find was information from sites trying to sell the watch. I had to go 3 pages deep to find maybe 3 or 4 users that asked specifically about this watch, and everyone either ignored them or said take it to a jeweler. Well, I looked for manuals, I looked for PDFs, I looked for some sort of documentation on this watch. I even went to the website, the manufacturer's website, and searched for this watch on their site, and it comes back nothing. It doesn't even exist anymore. This is an older watch. It was a gift. It was given to me in 2004. I'm not going to throw this away because I can't figure out the battery. Normally I would just take this to a jeweler. Oftentimes I'll just take it to Walmart because I'm there anyways. Usually Walmart will charge $7 for the battery, and then it's free installation. However, the battery they give you is this type. It's not a retail package, and they're probably paying 50 cents a battery. So they're probably, you're basically paying $5 or $6 to have someone install it. I'm not opposed to that, but they take forever. I don't trust that they're doing it right, and you have to pray that they don't break it in the process. And most of those people are just not mechanically inclined and barely understand what they're doing. In fact, I don't even trust that this is the correct battery. This battery number is based on the battery number that's in this watch. Now, I paid Walmart to put a new battery in this probably within the last 4 to 6 months. 4 to 6 months. The battery normally lasts about 3 years. I don't know if the battery they put in there was wrong, or if it was dead, or a weak battery to begin with. I suppose I could have checked the date and time before I started playing with the dials to see how long has it been dead. And that's assuming they even set it. Usually they'll just set the hour and the minute, and then that's it. They usually don't set all the other stuff. I've spun all the other dials. Alright, so you could take this to a jeweler. I will tell you that I've stopped at 2 places to buy a battery for this, and I couldn't find it. It was a Rayovac or Everready or something like that, 373. And I put it on the multimeter, and it was 0.2 volts. Okay? So it was completely dead. I did see a tutorial on how you can open this, because if you flip it over, you can see that this back plate has these notches going all the way around, and that the jewelers usually have a special tool for getting that off. Well, I did see a tutorial that was helpful. Basically you use needle nose pliers, and you just stick on there like so, and you put, set one of your jaws into one notch, and then the other jaw into the other notch, and then grab a hold and spin. Just spin it off. It's just, just threads right off. I did this at work. I already broke it loose and pulled the battery out, but then I decided I'm going to put it back together, come back here, and then do this on video here at home. The needle nose pliers that I have are too thin, or the jaws are not wide enough to get in there on both sides. Otherwise, this would have been perfect. But as you saw, it already spun. What you do is you stick this on here. You set this on the teeth like so, and then you just spin it. Break it free. You obviously don't want to strip anything. It was super easy to break loose. The woman who put this back together for me didn't tighten it down. It was fairly loose. All right? It's tricky because you have to work around this band. But basically, once you get it broke loose, you know, you'll be careful not to scratch your glass or crystal, whatever that is. And I happen to have a towel down here all the time, so this will work for me. And what I did was I just kind of took my finger, and you have to fight it. Everything's going to fight you. You just kind of spin like so until eventually it comes out. Boom, there we are. I'm going to go ahead and show you the back. We're going to zoom in on that guy. So you get a real good look at, you know, what you might be up against. So I do not know what the 340508 number is. I don't know. I googled that, nothing. But the zr15385 comes back this watch, this very watch here. We'll flip it over and see the inside. How did the inside get scratched? I have no idea. I probably should take a brush to this before I put it back together, but I'm not too super concerned about that. So here's the back of the watch. Okay. There's the battery. It's underneath this plastic piece. Now I noticed on this watch that you can just pop this right on out. And they have these notches. There we are. So that's out. The first time I popped this out, I did have to pry it out quite a bit. Now I'm looking at this guy, and it almost seems like this flap comes up. And I've not looked at it closely. I suspect someone at Walmart broke mine. Broke it. They just pried this up, and they broke it. I could be wrong. Maybe it was designed that way. It sure feels like somebody broke it and didn't want to tell me about it. It was like that corner. That corner right there is maybe broken. It feels like it's supposed to be like so, and this whole piece is supposed to come up. And it's keyed. This goes down towards the table if the watch is oriented like this, okay? And then the back is like so, okay? Also, there's a notch cut, so the whatever you call it, the adjuster shaft, whatever that thing's called, can pass through and get to the clock mechanism. All right, so there's the watch in the battery, I guess. I'm just going to pop in there with this scale. It's just under a teeny tiny bit of spring tension. There we are, it popped out. went flying, but there it is. So there's the old battery. We're going to go ahead and zoom in on that. Trying to let you get a real good look at it. 373, 0% HG. I don't know what HG is. That silver? No, I don't know what HG is. Made in Japan. Rayovac. And here's the replacement. 0 to 6 years. Oh, that's for children. Yes, I had someone in my family eat one of these when they were a little baby. They had to go to the hospital. Yeah, don't let your kids eat these. Flip this over. See what it says on the other side. I don't even see a brand. I do see a date, 2023. There's a pretty good chance this has already been sitting somewhere for 10 years or 5 years, which might be why it didn't last for me, but for 6 months. I just bought this today, by the way. So just pop this through. And the last couple of times, the last time, okay, I went to Walmart to get this battery today, and she asked me if she wanted me to install it, or if I wanted her to install it. I said, no, I'll do it myself. And she said, well, that's good, because I don't know how to do it anyways. The last time they installed it, which was, say, within the last 6 months, I was nervous. They didn't seem to know what they were doing. So everything I'm doing here is based on the battery that was already in. It's possible that they've put the wrong battery in, and I could not find, the internet just won't tell me what battery came with this thing. So we're going to go ahead and zoom in on the battery that came from the package. I'm trying to figure out how to work this damn zoom. But that is a tiny little battery. Same thing, Rayovac. Well, it's not exactly the same. Rayovac 373HG 0% positive up on top. Japan. Okay. I think its shine is part of the reason why the camera's having a hard time picking it up. Now, I will say that I noticed, if we look inside here, that there's a teeny tiny little negative sign right there. That's where the battery sits. There's a negative sign right there, which tells me that negative goes down, positive goes up. We know the battery, the side of the battery with the writing is the positive, so let's go ahead and stick it in there. Now, most of these types of battery mounts will have a lead on the bottom that will be negative. That's the long lead that you can see right there. It's very obvious. It's kind of the yellow, gold colored metal. Of course, the wristband's right in the way. And then the positive, instead of coming along the top, they come along the side. This is too small to show you. Okay, there. There's negative, there's positive. You can see the black ring, that's the divider. All batteries have a positive and negative. Think of this as a AAA battery, but is only that tall, rather than being as tall as a AAA battery. And just like with a AAA battery, the bottom would be negative and the top would be positive, or vice versa. That's what's going on here in this teeny tiny little package. Now, with a lot of flashlights, you get negative or positive from the bottom and negative or positive from the top. Well, what they do in these types of designs is they actually get it from the side, because the side is the same casing or shell as the top. And I can't hardly show you that because everything's shiny and small. So the side, okay, the top is positive. Just focus, you piece of junk. So there we are. I'm getting tired of yapping. I feel like I'm beating dead horses here. It probably doesn't matter, but you want to push this battery in a position. That damn wristband once ripped off. The positive for the watch is right there. It almost looks like the negative passes below it. Yeah, and it almost looks like the negative might be touching the positive. Of course, the wristband's right in the damn way, so you can't see. Yeah, there's the positive. So, here's my theory. My theory is that this battery might have gotten shorted out. The old one might have gotten shorted out because the retards at Walmart broke this plastic and allowed for the negative and the positive to make contact. And it shorted the battery. I'll be surprised if it even works. So, this might turn into an interesting video, even though it might not be what I intended it to be. So we got to push into and there we are. Now, is it working? That's the wrong battery. Here's the right battery. But you just can't hardly get to anything. Everything is so tiny. It's hot. I'm tired. It's been a long day. There we are. Out with the old. And I think my video is showing what I'm talking about. The negative and the positive, you can see. Let's see if I can get the. There's positive, and negative is right there. Okay, it's not touching. So there's your negative and then your positives over here. And it's all kind of sprung using spring tension to hold everything together. So let's go ahead and drop this guy in here. Let's flip it over, see if it's working. And we have success. Boy, zoomed in all the way, you can see millions of scratches. Okay, maybe not millions, but a lot. I don't know. I'm okay with the scratches. Like I said, this thing is old. I've had it forever. I'm going to keep on using it. And see, I don't trust a lot of folks, and I really think that Walmart probably did break this. And that does help keep the battery in position. So fight the wristband. And we're going to line that notch up over there, and then just snap it down into position like so. There we are. Looks pretty good. Yeah, that lady lifted this up. I bet you anything. Alright, so now this can be awkward to get this back in here. So I'm just going to do as best as I can, and you just kind of gotta apply a mechanical force that is clockwise in multiple spots. Okay. Now, once I get it back to work tomorrow, I will go ahead and tighten this down with the pliers, and I'll do something like this, lock that in, and then turn it. I can't do that here because these jaws won't open up enough. So there we are. It is fixed. New battery. Boy, I was just about ready to scream at Walmart for breaking this. That's what I get for thinking that they could fix my battery 6 months ago or whatever. So who knows why the battery didn't last. But so there's my 25-minute video showing how to change the battery in this Relic what is that, a zr15385. And I guess that's all we got.